Howdy folks, how's it going? I'm here in a nice little spot in the woods here in Jasper National Park. A spot where I did a couple of videos summer before last, so like a year and a half ago, but I was being totally accosted by mosquitoes the whole time, and so I didn't end up coming back here. But with the mosquitoes gone, it's a really nice spot. There's a little babbling brook right over there. It's fall, as you can probably see some leaves on the ground here, and a little bit chilly, but not bad considering it's late October. So nice peaceful spot. So this video is on the subject of, are our souls masculine or feminine? Is there an intrinsic gender of sorts to our souls separate from the body? Definitely a compelling question to consider, and I am inclined to say that yes, there is a gender quality to our souls, but it is not black and white. So gender, masculine and feminine, is not obviously just a trait of our physical body. Masculine and feminine is a fundamental element of this universe, to the extent that it is in the rocks, so to speak. Just think of a magnet and how it has a very distinct, clearly defined masculine and feminine polarity. The positive projecting energy outwards, and the negative drawing energy inwards. And so if you take positive and positive and try to stick them together, then they're going to repel each other. If you take negative and negative and try to stick them together, then nothing's going to happen. They're just going to fall apart. But then you take positive and negative and stick them together, and they're like glue, and they just want to stay there and be together. So masculine and feminine is not just a human concept, obviously. All animals have masculine and feminine traits as well, or bodies. But I don't think that it is and I'm just going on my intuition here, I don't have any specific like psychic out-of-body connection with God kind of answer on this one. Just kind of going with what kind of makes sense to me, which is that now ultimately, of course, masculine and feminine are simply the separation of one whole. And that's why they want to stick together. The positive and negative polarities of a magnet come together like that, is because that is their intrinsic nature, is to be together. They complement one another and cancel each other out and become unified. And so masculine and feminine are not, traits or qualities or whatever that came from different ends of the universe and then happened to find each other and were like, hey, I like you and let's hang out, whatever. But they are, their very existence is a manifestation of a unified whole which became separated but wants to be drawn back together. So as I see it, then masculine and feminine are kind of like the rainbow spectrum in terms of the layout of masculine and feminine. That it isn't like it isn't like black and white, that you have purely, completely, totally just feminine over here, and then purely, completely, totally just masculine over here, but that they blend together, and that there is a extremely wide spectrum of masculine and feminine souls, and that there is no distinct separation point. In the same way, the reason I was using the analogy of the rainbow is that even though you can look at a rainbow from afar and see these bands of colors and think that it looks like separate colors, but as you zero in, then you will find that there is never a specific separation point where red ends and orange begins. They just bleed into each other. They just blend together. And so I think that this is kind of how it is with masculine and feminine. That there are those souls who are on the extreme spectrum of one or the other, that are extremely masculine or extremely feminine. And so those souls would be more inclined to always or almost always incarnate, become a human being as that gender. But then there are other souls who are less extreme, and it comes all the way to the center, in which there may be souls that are almost, or that are literally balanced, masculine and feminine, and can really go both ways. And so they might be more inclined to just kind of pick and choose, 50-50, one lifetime to the next, whether they're going to be a man or a woman, or just based on their general inclination and what they want to learn in that lifetime, etc. Although I think that is an element anyways, that we make a choice based on what we want to learn in this upcoming life, as whether to be a man or a woman. But then some are more inclined towards one gender or another. So that's just my general take on it. Feel free to share your own thoughts in the comment section below here. Definitely not a definitive answer, but assuming that you believe in reincarnation and you believe in having a soul, then it is a valid question to be asked, and an interesting one to ponder, as to whether, do I have a generally more masculine quality to my soul? And I definitely feel that I do. I wouldn't put myself at the extreme spectrum. I think that's fairly apparent, but I definitely do feel a fair amount more inclined towards being masculine and representing masculine energy. So that's just my take on the subject. All right, take care. Namaste.